So you've dropped in, looted, and hopefully found a car. What should you do now? Well, today I'm going to go over 2 easy approaches to the mid-game in Battlegrounds that will help you increase your win rating. The first strategy is probably the most commonly used and will involve you running into more people along the way through the mid-game. So if you're also looking for a lot of kills, this is probably the strategy you want to use. So this strategy entails sitting around at the edge of the zone and only starting to move in once you basically have to move in with the zone. The benefits of this are mainly that the zone is always to your back, so no one's going to shoot you from behind, allowing you to have a lot easier job of keeping vision on any other people that might be nearby. As I said before though, it can be quite common to run into other people doing a similar sort of strategy, or just running into people when you're moving up with the zone in front of you. If you're not careful about this, it can end up in gunfights where you lose track of the zone and potentially lose a lot of health. So if you run into people ahead of you while moving in with the zone, I'd suggest getting inside the new zone before you start taking shots at them, because you can really easily get stuck outside the zone. When using this strategy, there are 2 main things you need to be thinking about, and those are when are you going to ditch your car, and what angle are you going to come at the zone from. Keeping your car for longer has both benefits and negatives. Having a car will mean that you can potentially avoid other people who are also running in with the zone, meaning no gunfights outside the zone where you potentially get a stupid death. It'll also mean that you don't have to focus quite as much on time management, as you'll be able to outdrive the zone, so you can leave pretty much at the last second if you need to. However, having a car makes you a big target. They're very loud, they move fairly fast, but they don't provide a lot of cover. So if you stop somewhere, everyone in the surrounding area is going to know where you are. It really just comes down to playing for a while and getting the experience so that you know when's the best time to ditch the car so that you get the most out of it without putting yourself at a disadvantage. The next and probably most important part of this strategy is planning the angle that you're going to come at the zone from. Using a little bit of forward thinking can really help you in the mid game and even extend to the late game. The best example I can think of when it comes to the importance of choosing an angle to come from is running across an open field in the later stages of the game with no cover because you didn't think ahead. Obviously no one can perfectly predict where the zone's going to end, but just looking at the broader zone, you have some idea as to where it's going to end up. So have a look at the angles that you can come in from. If you see one angle whereby there will be lots of trees and cover and hills as you head towards the center of the zone, choose that. Don't go to the angle where there's an open field with nothing but a couple of houses scattered around. This little bit of forward thinking will increase your chances of making it to the late game significantly. The second strategy, which would probably be considered more effective as well as more boring, is to find a house near the center of the zone and just to wait in there. This strategy is, in my opinion, the absolute most effective way to guarantee that you'll make it into the later stages of the game and to a decently high placement. However, by using this strategy, it's not uncommon to not come across any other players until maybe the top 10 teams. There's pretty much only 3 ways that you'll actually run into other players when using this strategy. And those are people already being in the house, and obviously you'll run into them and have to kill them to take the house from them. People coming to the house after you've occupied it and trying to take it from you. And people being off in the distance that you can potentially snipe or take shots at. This can potentially result in some pretty low kill games for you and your team. However, it is by far the best way to get a high placement in terms of your team's ranking and how long you last, in my opinion. Obviously the biggest positive to this strategy is the fact that you can't just get shot from a random angle because you've always got cover from potentially every angle when you're sitting in the house. So this is essentially just a really safe strategy, but it also can be fairly boring, so I wouldn't suggest running this strategy all the time.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so I can become famous on the internet.